Hey everyone, hello, and welcome to Live with Sheryl and my special guest, frequent contributor, public health ninja, Dr. Felicia Mebane. Woohoo! Give it up, give it up. So,
Hello.
hello everyone. So on this show, we talk about health in all kinds of interesting ways. We talk about music, we talk about writing, we talk about acting, we talk about, oh, do we have time? We better get on into talking about it before we give the whole list out. Lots of topics, things I'm interested in, things Dr. Felicia's interested in. Try to give you tips, things that you can use in your life, keep you inspired, happy, live, doing your thing. So we have lots and lots to offer. But I want to say, Dr. Felicia, welcome to season 4. How you doing? How you feeling? What's
Woo-hoo.
going on? Woo, woo.
I'm good, y'all. I'm a little low right now, but that's okay. I mean, in terms of on the thing, right? So you can see my you have a really good. I'm smizing as we speak.
Everybody, let's
I'm
get
so
low.
good.
Let's
Yeah,
get
get
low.
low.
Get low. We didn't
Get
know. Get
low.
low. Get low. That's all right. This thing I feel is going to move on my end. So I don't know if I'll be low, high, or whatever, but sometimes
Uh,
there's technical things that change. Keep it interesting here
mm.
on Live with
You're framed really well, so there you go.
For now. Thank you. But we're glad to see your beautiful face. We're glad to see you in the place. So, as we usually have, we have lots of good things to talk about here. Welcome to a new season. And all kinds of features that you're used to. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So, one of the things that has been going on for those who have been keeping up on social media with some of the things I've been doing is my husband Tim and I have been putting lots of episodes up on Inspired by and Why. So that's our reaction video series. So y'all can see the youtube.com/at Inspired by and Why. Y'all can check out some segments. But let me just tell you, Dr. Felicia, let me just cut to the chase. We have been watching Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Have you seen any of this? This is one of these Prime series, Prime
Oh yeah.
Video. So Amazon
Oh, the
Prime.
series.
Yes, the series. The series. This is
No,
now
I think
season
I'm.
2.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched that. I've watched the movies,
Okay.
a couple of times all the way through, but
The
not.
movies. Yay for
I
the
think
movies.
so. I don't think I have the series, but anyway, yeah.
So just to let y'all know, so Tim and I are watching them because we have Prime. We have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So we
So
get those
this, I'm
videos.
sorry, wait a minute. So this goes before all that, right? It's a year
Exactly. So the
before.
movies
I think
are
I
like
watched a
60 years
little
later.
bit. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
no, but let me say sorry. For The Hobbit, it's like 60 years before the Hobbit movies were 60 years before the Lord of the Rings movies, like the towers and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm,
But
hmm.
this is like a whole age before
Right,
all of that.
right, right.
So this is not 60. So sorry
It's
about that.
giving you like the setup of everything that you see later,
Oh
basically.
my goodness.
Okay,
It's
okay.
a lot. And people know that it's a whole different age, but there are
Uh-huh.
also people who are so steeped in J.R.R. Tolkien's writing that they
Hmm.
don't want to let go and let this thing breathe and be something
Uh,
different. Or else they got other problems, y'all. There's some isms out there for some people in the fandom where they don't want to see an elf who doesn't look like Galadriel. It's okay.
right,
There were different elves.
right,
There were different types of elves. It's
right,
okay. It's all right. And also there are different types of audiences who are clamoring for the content, and there's
yeah,
different types of actors who can
that's
body these
right.
roles. It's okay. It's all right, you guys. It's good for us to know about the lore and know what's there and
Hmm.
then update, because nobody takes a book and does it page for page.
Yeah,
Nobody. They always have to do something.
rarely. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so hard to get a
yeah,
book that is dense only in the way that a movie should be, but
right,
also not
right,
then too thin for a book. So how
right,
is
right,
that
right.
likely? Like you said, rarely.
Yeah,
So Tim and I are over there watching, and to be honest with you, I really like the series, but it's a little too violent for me and a little too dark for me in terms of the tone. They really get
yeah,
into some serious stuff.
it
You
is.
know the stories. You know the
I
stories.
do. Yeah, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, what I find, what I really like about fantasy. So I just finished watching a Netflix series called Discovery of Witches, which
Ooh.
is based on
Okay.
a trilogy that was written, a book. by Deborah
Okay.
Harkness, I believe. And I'd read some of her other things or something anyway. But what I like about the fantasy stuff is they do address real life things, but because they're not in the exact terms that we think about them now, you're
Yeah.
able to slip in some
Yeah.
messages and things that people would get really hung up on if it came at them straight from the front.
Yeah.
So discrimination and what's the meaning of life and joy and living in the moment and magic, like different forms of
Yeah.
magic and respect for the environment and respect for your body and all kinds of things like that. We literally weave into these stories like spells and whatnot, and then you have the opportunity to both enjoy and sort of absorb some of those life lessons. Yeah.
Love it. Love that that's the potential and
Yeah.
love that people are realizing it. I didn't even know this series. So you say again, it's a
Yeah.
discovery of witches or?
I think it is
Okay.
Discovery. It's only 3 seasons because it was a trilogy. And the reason I said rarely is because my understanding is that they didn't go page for page, but they were pretty. They stuck pretty well to the books. Now
Okay.
there seemed to be a little bit of a hint that there could be the next thing, and there was only a trilogy. So after that, they'll do
Mm.
whatever. But they pretty much kept on pace. The book started here in the first book, it ends here, so the first season kind of starts here and ends here, but how they doing things in between, I'm sure they had to figure that
To
out
fill in.
for the
Well,
yeah. Mhm.
I love thinking about that kind of stuff. Just as screenwriter, thinking about adapting things that are out there either in the public domain or things that I've just written in different formats and try to figure out
Mhm.
how do you take it from, well, you wrote it as a novel, but now you want to be over here in screenplay land, maybe as a movie or series. It's a lot of fun to think about that, as long as you don't feel like you're going to tick off your fan base. Now, for me, I don't have a whole lot of people who've been, reading my thing, so they're not going to be too ticked off. But for some folks, they've got something that's going 3 seasons. They certainly had
Yeah.
fans that get it greenlit in the first place, and so I don't think people should be disserving the fan base, but also I think the fan base should mind their P's and Q's a little bit and make sure they're not being egregious.
Well, it's interesting because I'm going to go back to Stray Kids
Yeah, yeah.
because
Oh
I'm a
yeah.
stray,
Hmm.
and this is the first time because when I was in my teens and whatever, I didn't follow. I mean, that was a long time ago, so you couldn't follow groups the way you do now, right?
Mm,
So
yeah.
it's been very interesting for me to see some of the dynamics within this fandom because it's global. So some things that
Oh
bother
wow.
one group don't bother the other group, and
Oh, that's
and then people
fascinating.
want to, well, why don't they do this and why don't they do that? Well, they've got 8 members, first of all, and they would all have to
Right.
agree. Second of all, they have a contract. And then third of all, they just cannot respond to everything everybody wants them to do.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that people don't express it. You know what I mean? I really wish they
Right.
would try this, or I really wish they would speak out about that. And so I've been able to see that online on, social media. Has been fascinating to me.
That's such a fun thing about things being so accessible. It's not just that artists can plug in and have a great base of people to support what they love, but also fans can see how other people appreciate. I like
Yeah,
seeing the comments. I like
yeah,
reading what people
yeah.
think about it. It enriches my thoughts. Even if I don't agree with what they're saying, I think,
Yeah,
oh, I see how you might see that, but
yeah.
y'all are taking something that was real small for me, making it real big for
And
you, but still I
right.
see it. I
It's
see,
fascinating. Because,
yeah,
for
it's,
example, there are states in India, the country,
yeah,
and somebody recently posted an episode from a long running, like a soap opera in that
okay.
country. So they're in the hospital room, and 2 people are at the foot of the bed,
Yep.
and they start doing what I would guess is a more traditional Indian dance. The younger woman comes in, she rushes in, and she starts doing the moves for one of the current Stray Kids songs. It was like chick
Mhm.
chick boom, and then they were like, "What are you doing?" And then she starts doing, and then people just went crazy. Are you kidding me? I used to watch that, or what's
Yeah,
that? Oh, that show's still on, and I
that's
can't believe
great.
she did that. And then one of the fans put, because in the show you didn't hear the actual music, but the
Mm.
fan put the music underneath it, and then people just, it was so awesome to see the reactions from all around the globe in
Gosh,
different languages of people reacting to it. So
that's
that
so
that was
cool.
really cool.
That's what it's supposed to feel like. It's supposed to feel like we're loving on
Yeah.
stuff. And we're
Mhm.
so surprised that you also love that. That's
Yes,
what the
exactly.
fandom, yeah. And if we're just like, oh, pointing out little things, I
Yeah.
think it's when there's conversations about, I guess there was a Star Trek, no, Star Wars series, the Acolyte Star Wars series.
Okay.
I don't know this, but I was listening and reading about industry stuff. And I guess it got one season and they got canceled. And I think the main leads were all people of color.
Mm.
And so Amandla Stenberg, do you know her? Because she's been like, I think she was another major lead in another
Okay.
project.
I'm not sure. I might recognize her face if I don't, because I do a lot of the Star Wars, Star Trek, all of that. So,
Right, Amandla Stenberg. And so
okay.
Star Wars. So the Acolyte cancellation, and she was getting trolled terribly. And she was just
Mm.
like, look, I know it's Disney, but I have to speak up because some people were being egregious. They were
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
critiquing and having different like thoughts about stuff and being sort of engaged. They were just being hateful.
Yeah.
And
I
so
mean,
she
that
was like,
happens a lot online. It really does. I mean,
hmm
as we all know, it happens a lot.
in
Yeah.
life, it's one thing because some people know they'll lose their jobs in certain places if they do that.
Or
Thank
get punched
goodness
in the
now.
face. Even though we're not advocating violence, there are a lot of
No.
different reactions people can have to
Oh,
what
yeah.
you say, you know?
Wake up. Wake up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yes, you hide over here in troll land.
Yeah.
People think, okay, then I can just do whatever. But it's like, no, people can trace IP addresses. Calm down.
I mean,
You
seriously, they
know,
have
you
a term for that for a reason. They doxing, right? They have a term for a reason because they have.
yeah, there's lots of stuff people can do, and then if you threaten the wrong people, it people can track you down from law enforcement side too.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's just so much that people should be wary about, and it's supposed to feel like this beautiful space. Like it's supposed to
Mhm.
feel like kumbaya, y'all. That's what I want all of us being connected to feel like. I want it to feel like kumbaya freaking ya. That's what I'm looking for. And then okay, then the rest of us just get out there. We do what we're gonna do, and it's not always kumbaya. Okay, fine, fine. But I'm glad that we've got the conversation going about different pieces of art and how all of us interact with it differently. Because I think that helps enrich everybody's experience, the creator, people who are watching, if we can all sort of appreciate other people's perspectives on the art and not get too tight. Uh, my husband's sister, Amelia, she was, hello, hey, Amelia. She was out there commenting and saying hi and stuff like that, and saying, she would actually like to comment about some of these series, but she hasn't caught up and watched. And she's like, I wouldn't have that much to say because there's so much going on. That's some of the thing is like some of this lore is so deep and rich if you want to go in. But I like there to be permission for some of us to just go in a little bit, explore just the films or just the shows, the TV shows, and not feel like we have to follow everything. And I know for some other series, when there's the, extended universes, then the universes of all these pieces, that people were frustrated that they couldn't just experience one part and
Yeah.
really be left like satisfied. It's like you
Yeah.
had to have all this other knowledge that maybe you just were a casual viewer. You
Yeah.
didn't
I
want
mean,
to.
well, it's fascinating that you say that because I think these series do a pretty good job of being self-contained. So if you didn't know that there was the other stuff, then think about how you would experience it.
I
Not,
agree.
oh, I'm frustrated because I know there's something there and I don't know.
I
Because
think
that's,
these series do.
and so the
Hmm.
the the science fiction and all of those folks have I think have done a good job of you can enjoy the unit or you can put it in the context of everything because there'll be a few things references and things you'll miss if you don't know, but you know
Yeah.
and that's one thing with going back to Stray Kids as well because I watch a lot of reactions of people to their videos and
Yeah.
things. And it is fascinating to watch people who are English speaking like I am
Yeah.
who react to it so they don't understand all the words, even if they're
Right.
looking at the captions, who don't know anything about them and
Yeah.
who they focus on rather than
Right.
knowing who are the more popular members for these different
Right.
reasons. People have
Right.
so so it is because it's different. And then when they look at the guys that say more about them, then they start aligning a little bit more with the general thoughts. But it is fascinating to compare that.
It's a
Hmm.
lot of fun, but I think that these series, like the one that Tim and I are watching, I don't think you have to have a lot of prior knowledge to get swept
Yeah,
up in it.
yeah,
But I think the people who do have it, they sometimes get ticked off if
yeah,
everybody is not informed as they are
yeah,
and
yeah,
really wanting things to be kept to the book and be religiously kept to that. And it's
Right,
like, no,
right,
we're just trying to go in and be open and take this series at face value. And they're like, no, 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 I want this to be aligned with the book universe, and that's what I want. So okay, well, good for you, but I would be like over here in this camp squarely that says it's okay
yeah,
if we re-experience, because the books will always be there. They'll
yeah,
always
right,
be there
yeah,
for the people who
yeah.
bought those books and they're holding on to them. They're not out of print. You can get them. And so don't feel like your story is being mangled, because you still have that story.
Well,
It's
you
just,
have you don't if you don't like it, you don't have to
you
watch
don't have to watch it. Just shush it. Let the other people watch it. We don't hear your complaints. That's my thing.
it.
I'm gonna have to mute y'all. Mute. Y'all gonna be nasty.
You know. I
That's
mean,
nice to.
and I think for me is I mean, I'm very adaptive because I just don't have. I want to enjoy it. I'm more about what's the quality of the acting? Is it telling a good story? Does it kind of make sense in the flow? I'm not. I'm just have never been adhering. I mean, it's kind of cool to see. Oh, that's what happened. Or oh, different choice. But
Right.
I just want to enjoy it. I'm not trying
That's
to.
what I like. That's what I like about going later and reading about it, is like how they made a
Yeah,
different choice
yeah,
to compress something. And I
right,
think as a screenwriter, I'm like, oh, that's so clever. So, okay, if I have these ideas in my earlier drafts and they're too spread out, I could do it
right,
like that.
right,
So you get
right,
all kinds of clever ideas.
right,
But
right.
so that's some of what's been going on. Let me go on to some other updates as I create in another segment, because we could just go on and go on, but I
Yeah.
also have some stuff I've been creating. But that's the thing, is like, if y'all want to see a longer conversation between me and Tim about these things, we also go on and have a good time and laugh and stuff. Y'all can check that out on Inspired by and Why. But as far as updates as I create, been screenwriting, super excited. As I mentioned, I think in some other places on social media, I'm actually writing a new piece right now. I do a new piece every year, so movie, and I'm sort of combining a couple ideas from a few different things. I was like, sort of not sure. They overlap a lot of the same themes, but it's blending a few genres and it's like really making it a richer thing. So I'm really excited about that. And I just realized that I wanted to do that yesterday, that's what I was going to work on. And I was like, okay, so now I'm off to the races doing it. So I'm really excited. And then with acting, primarily, I'm also doing my voice acting auditions and stuff, but I've been getting into standardized patient work at Duke. So I'll be having a couple cases coming up. I've already done a bunch of training with them. And I'm also reaching out, to other Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area institutions that are doing standardized patient stuff, saying, hey, I'm available. But Duke has got me up and going, and we're starting in a couple weeks with a couple of cases, back pain cases, and all these other things. And I'm just like, it's fun. They're starting to send the scripts and stuff, so I can start like thinking about them and thinking about like what kind of things are going to be what I have to present. It's a fun thing. And research is going forward. It's nice being connected to Duke. I've already got some resources that I can lean on there that I didn't have before, just from being an part-time employee, but still staff over at Duke. So you get some access over there that they let you have, which is so cool. Even though I'm just a standardized patient, just work occasionally, I get the access to the libraries, y'all. I love it. So that's really nice. And then music is the big thing. So y'all, I'm going to share, and I have already been sharing little bits of music, the next things to come out from my A Loving Lift EP. So I will share that during our health trivia, and y'all will hear a little bit more of that. But you've already been hearing, if you've been checking out some of the Inspired by and Why videos, I've been slipping them in there. And I'm sharing little visuals from it if y'all are watching on social media. So I'm super excited about the music stuff. The 21st is when the next single's coming out. And so the next time we talk on Live with Sheryl, I will also be reminding y'all about it then. But y'all can look on social media and figure out how to get a pre-save going, so y'all be ready to check it out. But I'm really excited because when I get new music out now, I can put it different places, like in my little shows and things. But also, I'm going to be cooking up a surprise visual experience to go with this whole EP. So I don't want to say a whole lot with it, but and I have been, like I said, soft launching in the past the keynote concerts. So that's how I'm going to be doing, instead of traditional touring, keynote concerts. So my website has that up now for y'all to see it, but it's still soft launch mode. So I'm not super emphasizing it now. But if y'all want to see Sheryl'sVoice.com, there is a speaking section there where y'all can get a little flavor. And I will be creating some, like, I guess they call them speaker sheets, little compact places to have people know a little bit more about the program. I mean, essentially they're going to be tailored to each specific client, but these are keynote, not speeches, but concerts. This is a model that I followed before, but somebody else has developed it for corporate audiences and conferences. I've done it more for other audiences. So I'm ready to branch on out and over. So I'm excited about that. And I am just like, I don't know, there's just so much good stuff about like doing so many creative things that I've been like percolating on for a while. It's just really feeling so good for me. I'm just like, this is so fun for me to finally have the space to have the collaborators that are really making these things just go over the top for me and getting the chance to use all my skills, and then one helps the other. And so these are just exciting things for me, exciting times for me. Also, over on Patreon, thank you, supporters. Thank you. Thank you. I have a couple of things out. As usual, every month I have something sort of special for the patrons. So we have monthly chat coming up next week. But there's also every month there's either an improvised concert, which I had one last month that was originally scheduled for July, but I was moving house, so we did it last month. Last month we also had an exclusive Inspired by and Why episode for patrons, and I also just slid in a little sneak peek behind the scenes of not the next song coming out, but the one a couple after that, couple songs after that over on Patreon. So I just sort of slide some behind the scenes things in there for patrons. So if y'all want to check it out, patreon.com/Sheryl Mebane. There's lots more going on over there because there's lots more going on for me. And so you never know what extras I might put in because I got a lot going on and I'm excited. And I was talking to Tim. I said, oh, I'm so excited about this third, fourth song that I'm going to be putting out because I've written it and it's in the hands of my collaborator, and I started working on like a fourth song. So third one is in the hands of Greg Yim, my collaborator. Hey, Greg. And the fourth one now I was working on, and I was super jazzed about it. So I talked Tim's ear off about it, my husband. And then I said, wait, I should be sharing stuff with the patrons because I'm so excited. So I said, let me slip it over there. Boom. So if you want the exclusive with the early versions where it's like, oh, that's how she did. That's how she got there. She started over there. Oh, okay. That's how that went. Didn't see that coming. Then, hook it up over there. Now, before we get into the health trivia, because I think pretty much we've been having a great conversation. We got in like a lot of essentials. So before we do the last section, I want to see, are there updates, Dr. Felicia, that you want to share as you've been creating all kinds of good things in your life and in your professional capacity? Do you have any updates you want to share?
Well, so I'll share one finally. So I work at Norfolk State University, and we are in the process of building a joint school of public health with Old Dominion University. And NSU is offering the health equity concentration of the joint Master of Public Health program, MPH program for the school. We have our first cohort of 5 students, and they are like taking class. What time is it? What day is it? They're taking class as we speak. And so it's very exciting because part of my, purpose there is to help build programs, and to see it launched like that in this phase is amazing. It's super exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
We need to clap it up some more. Clap it up. That's awesome. Such a long time coming.
It's driving me crazy. Sorry.
That's okay. So you're a director at heart.
About it, but I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
You're a director at heart. You're like, let me get this angle right.
Yes, exactly. I'm like you're sitting up here, and I'm sitting way down here.
Yeah, I'm a little high. I'm a little riding high.
I'm gonna hide the rest of my room, you guys, because I haven't unpacked everything. So
same here. Yeah, we're not going to swing wide for either of us. We're not going like we have a close situation.
Right. I'm going to figure out how to do a digital screen in this platform.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, they have all these tricks and things. So after we go not live, I might push some buttons. They might know how to do it. It's a fun environment, but it also gets distracting because we're live. And so I want to keep like the number of things I could screw up sort of limited. So I don't want to do all the different bells and whistles because I got to troubleshoot them all if they go wrong. But anyway, thank you for that update. Congratulations. When you put so much time in and so much care and attention in what you're doing is so important. It's just so great to stop and just say, you did it.
And thanks to all my partners at Norfolk State. Thanks to the folks I work with in the joint school. But we started this discussion about this program summer 2021. So
That's the time it takes.
that's how long it takes,
If you're
exactly.
doing it right and you're bringing the partners together and you're making
Mhm.
sure everybody who's supposed to be at the tables at every stage is at the table, it
That's
takes a
right.
while.
That's right.
You did it.
So very
Hooray.
exciting. Very exciting. Good.
Very exciting stuff. Very exciting. So we'll probably be hearing more things as you do more things
Mhm.
with that. We love updates. And that's one health connection that we can make. But as we usually do, we also have another health connection that we can make on the show where we do the health trivia. So let's get to it. All right, now, I've been doing a lot of stuff. Dr. Felicia's been doing a lot of stuff. All of us probably busy, busy bunnies. And we need to take breaks when we're doing things. So let me ask y'all, hey, hey, which of these is a good idea of what you can do on your breaks? So I'm going to give y'all some of the new music after I read out the selections. But which is a good idea? Should you stretch, stand and stretch like Dr. Felicia, stand and stretch? Would that be a good idea? Get the, oh yeah, that feels good. Should you get heavy exercise? Get pumping, get sweating. This is at work. Should you get heavy exercise or should you do something you hate? Because you get a little break and then you hate it and you'll rush back to work. So which of those things would be a good idea? I'm going to let y'all think about it. Play a little bit of the new music that's coming out on the 21st. And I hope y'all can hear it. And y'all just think about it. Can you hear it? Awesome. You ever have one of those moments, right there, one of those moments when you realize something? Hey now, you really need to shake things up. Bye-bye. All right, now that was good. That was a little break. I'm glad we had that. Now, what should we be doing, y'all? Should we be what are we thinking here in Chatland? I didn't even log in to see. Trying to see if we can
Now
get
that
in.
was groovy.
Thank you.
That
Thank you
was
very
funky.
much.
Yeah.
Let me log in and see if there are any chats over here. If
Yeah.
I log in and see.
I
Here we
don't think
are.
so, but I'll take a. I think I can see it, but I'll take a guess.
Okay, because there's somebody
You're going to
watching. Well, let me just see
Oh,
for a
okay.
second, because
Go ahead.
there's
Go ahead.
somebody watching now
Okay. Okay.
over on in YouTube now. So I'm
Oh,
checking
okay.
over there.
Okay.
I'm just checking to see. And I'm over here. They haven't chatted, so I'm gonna go over to
Mhm.
Facebook and just check and see. And then I would love a guess from Dr. Felicia. I would love a
Okay.
guess
I'm on
if
a ball chair. It's very bouncy, but it's a little low, evidently.
low, get low. So I'm just logging in to check and see if we have a chat guess over
Okay.
on Facebook. So I'm just going to check and see. Hey, okay, sorry. It gets a little distracting when you are on the social media, as you can imagine, when you have not checked in a second and people have written you back. It's like, oh, hey. Okay, so I do not see any guesses in the chats over there. Okay, Dr. Felicia, what have
Okay.
you to say? What do you think?
We say A.
Yes! Stand and stretch. Hey! Woo! So I was pulling from a resource here, and again, I'll put the links up on the different places where you can come and watch this, where you're watching it now. I'll add links. So these are just some ideas what you can do on your stretch breaks. So this will be the phrasing of the good ideas. Stand and stretch, as Dr. Felicia said. Get light exercise, what they actually recommend, not heavy exercise, because this is at work. So you don't want to get all heavy exercise and then, have to change clothes and everything. And do something you enjoy. So you're restored. So it's not so much do something you hate. No, do something you enjoy. So you're feeling sort of good when you get back into it. And this was from, I think, an Idaho resource. I think it was one of their like health. I'm not sure, one of their health insurance or
Hmm.
some reputable source in Idaho is what I found, and I can't remember now
It's probably
exactly
Blue
who.
Cross. Blue
Yeah, I
Cross.
think it's Blue. I think it's Blue
Yeah.
Cross. I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Insurance. I think it is Blue Cross. But y'all can check it out.
Yeah.
So there you go. So Dr. Felicia, now we are
Yeah,
wrapping up.
this is so weird. But I just
We
wanted
are.
to say, you're probably wondering why that one of the options was do something you hate. I think sometimes people think in order to get a intended result, you must do this particular thing. So if I want to lose weight, I must run, but I hate running. So no. Find something that allows you to burn calories on a steady basis and enjoy it so that you can keep it steady. Like, so that's why I think that would be there.
Our public health ninja wants us to
Yes,
slide in things that we love, get our spirit
yes,
up,
right,
and get our heart rate up. And we
right.
don't have to have either or, y'all. So please. So, Dr. Felicia, since you were correct about this and giving us wisdom, dropping wisdom all the time, would you like to hear our traditional theme song to go out, or would you like to hear that little snippet
New.
again? The new. Okay.
Yes.
So, y'all, thank you again for joining us for Live with Sheryl. There's going to be another one in 2 weeks. So check us out at 8 p.m. Eastern on the 19th of September. In the meantime, say hello on social media, say hello in person. Be well. Thank you, supporters, family, everyone out there. Don't forget to take breaks, y'all. We work hard, so we need our breaks. And just take care of each other as well. All right, so let's get back to this new stuff. Give me the new stuff, says Dr. Felicia. Y'all take care. Bye bye, tightrope walking. I think it's time to strut. Feels nice. Silence clouds, school talking bozos. They've said enough. Hush up now. Oh, that's right. And forget fire breathing bosses. They can kiss my butt. I said and go on with the rest. And you can skip those 2 bits for payment. Go on worth and boldly claim it. Grab what's yours. Now I got to go back and give you more of the intro because I don't want to give you too much of the song. Okay, let me give you more. Give that again. I give y'all that again.